हेलो हाय अस्सलाम वालेकुम। कैसे हैं आप सब? उम्मीद करता हूँ सब ठीक होंगे। कंटिन्यू करते हैं आज के इस टॉपिक को और मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूंगा गूगल क्लाउड वीपीएस फ्री के बारे में। तो काफ़ी हेल्पफुल वीडियो होगी आपके लिए। अगर तो फर्स्ट टाइम है चैनल के ऊपर, डू मेक श्योर चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा और अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ भी इस टॉपिक को शेयर कर सकते हैं ताकि वो भी नॉलेजेबल इन्फॉर्मेशन वीडियोस देखते रहें और काफ़ी हेल्प होती रहे उनकी इस वीडियो के साथ। तो टाइम ज़ाया नहीं करता मैं आप सभी का और वीडियो शुरू करते हैं। What is virtual private server? Virtual private server is short form of VPS. A virtual private server, also known as a VPS, act as an isolated virtual environment on a physical server which is owned and operated by a cloud or web hosting providers. VPS hosting uses virtualization technologies to split a single physical machine into multiple private servers environment that shares the resources. Read to try it out. New customers get $300 in free credit to spend on Google Cloud, including Compute Engines, the service that lets you create and run virtual machines on Google infrastructures. Virtual private server defines a VPS or virtual private server is a virtual machine that provides virtualized servers resources on a physical server that is shared with other users. With VPS hosting, you get dedicated server space with a reserved amount of resources, offering greater control and customization than share hosting. What does a virtual प्राइवेट सर्विस? यहाँ पर मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूँगा कि virtual प्राइवेट सर्वर के बारे में कि कैसे एक्चुअल में वर्क करता है। तो इवन दो यू आर शेयरिंग वन फिजिकल सर्वर विद अदर यूज़र, ए VPS simulates a dedicated server hosting environments. Your hosting provides installs a hypervisor, a virtual layer on top of the operating system of the physical server that's divide it into virtual compartment. This layer enable each of these compartments to run its own OS and softwares, allowing each environment to function independently from one another. Even though you are technically sharing resources with other users, your resources are guaranteed. You pay for a defined amount which is allocated to your VPS and cannot be used by another account. Virtual server versus dedicated server. To understand the differences between virtual private servers and dedicated server, it's important to first understand the different type of web hosting services available. Sharing hosting is when multiple users share a single physical server and all of its resources. However, you are not allocated a set amount of resources, meaning your website's computing power and memory can be affected by the needs of other users. Dedicated hosting, on the hand, provides an entire physical server and all of its resources are reserved for your business alone. You get full control over everything from hardware to operating system to customer server software. VPS hosting sites. VPS hosting sites at the midpoint between sharing hosting and dedicating hosting. Unlike shared hosting, to get a defined amount of resource allocated to your VPS, plus you can enjoy many advantages of dedicated hosting for a more affordable prices, including your OS server application and root access controls. Let us an analogy to help break down the differences between a VPS and the dedicated server. Think of a VPS server like reserving a private room at a restaurant to celebrate an event like your birthday. Instead of eating at a table in the main restaurant with our patrons, shared server, you can enjoy a separate dining experience in a private space that can be customized to your needs. You get all the seats, tables, dishes and cutlery necessary for your guest and can arrange them how you want. You can request different menus or drink specials that your guest can order according to their taste. However, you share the kitchen staff and other amenities with other patrons. A dedicated server is like renting out an entire venue and hiring a catering and event company. You have complete control over every aspect of party, and all the resources will be reserved just for your group ऑफ गेस्ट, बट इट विल आल्सो बी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव। तो फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपको मेरा ये वाला टॉपिक पसंद आया, बताइएगा वीडियो कैसी लगी। और भी इंटरेस्टिंग वीडियोस आती रहेंगी। अपना ख्याल रखिएगा। टेक केयर।